I failed my English in school. So I got 22 for my final exam and 28 out of 100 for my English literature. So now, if I write on LinkedIn, I will reveal my weakness in English. So what can I do? I really wanted to write, but I cannot let people know I'm so bad. So I thought, maybe I can write in short sentences, using simple words, and using photographs. So I did that. My first post got about 10 likes, 100 views, and I was jumping for joy. Why? Because my essay in school got only 2 views. One is my teacher, the other one is me, and neither of us liked my article. So I say, wow, that's not good. So I then try to continue writing and say, what else can I write? So today I want to share with you a few tips on my journey, how I got to 1 million followers. The first one is content. Since I cannot write, so I said, why don't I write about my own personal story? And personal story got no right and wrong. And what are the personal story that I can write about? What is something that I feel very passionate about? So I said, maybe I can write about how I helped my father. My father was a hawker selling prawn noodle in Singapore hawker center for 30 years. I helped him for 10 years. And one of the tasks he gave me, besides washing dishes, cooking, is to pluck out the black husk from bean sprout. And this is not the small quantity you do at home. This is a few kg. And I will show you the amount. What is 1 kg? I need to do 3 kg. I'll show you what is 1 kg of bean sprout. My father will use Chinese newspaper, but I'm more atas in Singapore terms, more high class, so I use Financial Times. Since I'm a banker. Cohen, can you help me just put out the bean sprout to show how much is 1 kg? Just pour it out. So you may have not seen this in the supermarket because by the time it reaches the supermarket, it's all cleaned up for you. So let me show you the black husk down here. So my job as a teenager is to clean up this. And to clean this up, I was looking at the whole pile. I was having a black face because I helped my father on school holidays, Sunday, and all public holidays. Can you imagine? Christmas Eve, I cannot go out because on Christmas Day, by 7 a.m., I need to be at the store. So having a black face, my father said, why you want to focus on such a big pile? I said, take a small bunch. Take a small bunch and focus on it. So I did that, take a small bunch and focus on it, and in the end, I clean up. Because as you clean up one pile at a time, the clean pile becomes bigger and the unclean pile becomes smaller. And that's how I applied to my banking career, that's how I applied to life, and that's how I applied to LinkedIn as well. And I wrote about this post, which then gathered 2,851 likes, 230,000 views. Thank you. So this is the power of personal stories, and as speakers, you have many stories. What we need to do is to come up with the universal application. So what is it for the reader? So for the reader is, big success is the result of taking small action consistently. And not only this, we'll work on LinkedIn, the media will love it. So the media read many of my stories, then they came and say, can we, South China Morning Post came and they say, can we feature you, feature me on what? Is it the banking trades that I did badly? No. It's about your story of personal improvement. Then I say, yeah, let's do that. So they featured me, and that's what they said. How an engineering nerd with stage fright became a TEDx speaker, teacher, and career coach. A Singapore story of constant self-improvement. Then radio came as well. So that is the power of personal stories, which a lot of speakers already have. But personal stories do not need to be about us, can be about somebody else. So this is my tailor in Hong Kong. So before I flew to Hong Kong, I said, hey Sharan, can I make the same navy blue suit from 5 years ago? He said, yeah, we'll make the same, we have got your measurement. But there's a slight problem. I have only half an hour in between meetings because when I go to Hong Kong, I need to meet many clients. He said, no worries, I'll wait for you in between your meetings. So I have a meeting at Shangri-La, a lunch meeting. By the end of my lunch at Shangri-La, I walk out of the hotel. My tailor is there, waiting with my suit already made and with my hanger. So I introduced my customer. I said, Mr. Customer, this is my tailor. I need to go for a fitting right now. And customer left, and guess where we went for the fitting? Shangri-La toilet. 10 minutes, I'm out. He then took the suit back to fix it. Then by 8 p.m., I'm back at the hotel. It's hanging in my room. That's how efficient he is. And if you look at this hanger, it has my name on it. My jacket has my name on it as well. My pants has my name on it, but it's a bit too difficult to show it to you. But he's not successful, he failed. He failed in Hong Kong terribly because he cannot speak Cantonese, he's Indian. So he decided to fly to London and New York to take orders. He will book a meeting rooms like this, and bankers will come, lawyers will come. And you know, in London and in New York, prices of suit is like 3 times more. So he charged slightly more than Hong Kong, but a lot cheaper than in these developed cities. Then he succeeded. Lots of orders. Every 2 weeks he's flying. Because no Hong Kong master tailor is willing to fly. And what's the problem with Hong Kong old tailors? They cannot speak English. So what's the lesson here? It's a personal story of Sharan, but what's the personal lesson here? The personal lesson is, don't go to where you need to fit in. Go to where you are celebrated. And that resonated with my audience. So that's what we can do as well. We can feature other people, not necessarily ourselves. And the next thing that I want to talk about is build your community. This Shakura on the left, he is my very first follower. When I published in 2015, every year when I go to London, I meet up with him. So that today, I have followers from 8 years ago, 7 years ago. I want to maintain that. Some people's strategy on social media is repeat your content every 3 months because nobody will follow you for that long. But because if you do that, you will realize your dream. Nobody will follow you. Or because I rarely repeat my content, people are still following me year after year. I also organize a networking event. When I go to India, in Mumbai, I make sure I invite a few of my followers to have a lunch at Leopold. Anybody from Mumbai? Quite a few. Leopold is an institution, right? In Mumbai. Every 3 months, I will organize networking event. I'll bring my students, I'll bring my followers, ex-colleagues. In fact, I just did one not so long ago with Frank. Frank, where are you? Okay, Frank is over there. Frank is the former, yesterday you spoke, later, okay, so I need to introduce you properly. So, Frank is the former Asia head for LinkedIn Talent Solution. So we did a networking event. How was the networking event experience for you?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's my first experience having a networking event together with you, and your millions of people wants to join, but only 10 can eventually come because you limit the number. So thanks a lot. Fantastic.
Thank you. For networking, it's best to keep it under 20 people. Otherwise, you don't talk to your friends as well. When it comes to networking, it's not necessarily that you be the center of attention. I can organize a networking, I match students and working professionals, foreigners and local, speakers and potential companies that want to hire speakers, and they talk among themselves. So I can be free. So my job is to take photos of them. And this community here is fantastic for you to build your community, right? So when I do my book event, guess who came? Shan came. I didn't know her at that time. It was the first time I'm seeing her. Shan, can you tell us why did you come?
She's wearing the same thing.
We never met.
She's wearing the same thing.
I went for it because Eric has 2 million followers, number one, on LinkedIn, but also, actually, Eric is not a stranger to APSS. He has come before, and I'm setting my sights as the convention chair as early as possible. No lah, just kidding, Eric. No, I just wanted to meet this person who has, whose writing I read on LinkedIn all the time, that makes impact in such profound ways. Yeah.
Thank you, Shan. So I think it's not so much about me, but it's really about the spirit within APSS. People are willing to help, willing to support you. And I just did one Chinese book event last year in Chinese, because I have a Chinese book as well. Saturday afternoon, someone decided that the best thing to do on a Saturday afternoon, on a Sunday afternoon, is to come to my book talk. No aircon, with plastic chair, and the person is Cohen. Cohen, why did you come to that Chinese event? You have heard me spoke once, right, before that. So why come again?
I wanted to learn from you, and I wanted to support you. And I think most importantly, because I want to go into the China market, so you're my idol in terms of going to the Chinese market.
Thank you. So, want to learn, but at the same time also be there to support me. So, and supporting not necessarily must be in person. Can be online as well. So when I wrote this post online, I say travel in LinkedIn style. I'm a big fan of LinkedIn, so LinkedIn gives me many souvenirs. And who responded to this? Cindy Tian. Say, excuse me, are you a model for LinkedIn? I'm trying to be one. So you can see how supportive this community is. So you are really in good hands. So you got Sean Cohen supporting me in person, Cindy supporting me online. But there are people who support me behind my back. When I was in investment banking, I'm very used to people stabbing behind my back. I'm not used to people supporting me behind my back. So Chen, when she was giving a talk, she was asked, how do you share vulnerabilities? Then she said, share your scar, not your wound. And then what else did you say, Chen?
I said this quote is not from me, it's from Eric Sim. Yeah, I think that's it. Was there anything else that was?
I know Chen will forget her lines because I never rehearsed with her, so I put up her post down here. Okay, so that's what she said. Here's a quote for you when she told the audience, share your scar, not your wound. This line is not from me, but from Eric Sim, the author of Small Action. Please look him up on LinkedIn and buy his book. This is how supportive APSS is. And I didn't know. How do I find out? One person in the audience went to buy my book and sent me a message. Then I know Chen talk about me behind my back. If you notice, Chen used 66 Small Action. So if you want to build a community, have a hashtag that your community can use. So I use 66 Small Action. You can use anything, something that resonates with you, your topic. If you are into mindset, entrepreneurship, something that's special, so that your community can use it, and hopefully they can use it even when you're not involved. So I didn't want to put hashtag Eric Sim. That's not good. That will not last long. When I die, that will go off, right? 66 Small Action can go on even after I die. So followers from around the world can then start using that. And really, when I publish my book, everybody start using the hashtag to show their purchase and to do a book review. Number 3 is to be consistent. When you want to build such a big followers, it must be easy for people to know you. In school, when I was in secondary school, I realized there are a few groups of people. First group of people, good at study. I'm not good. Second group, baseball captain, fit, attracted all the girls. I'm not like that. I was skinny, I've got asthma. Third group, the gangster group. I'm no gangster, I cannot fight. And the number 4 group are people who are very good at socializing. And as you can tell, I'm not very good at socializing. I belong to the 5th group, the invisible group. You see me, you will not remember me the next second. I can tell you my name for 3 times, and it really happened. I introduced myself over 2 years to a person. The 4th time, he still asked me, who are you? So now, I said I need to make it easy for people to remember me. Right? So I want to be consistent. So when you do LinkedIn, don't just focus on LinkedIn. Across all social media, I use the same photo, and I use banker, lecturer, speaker, writer across WeChat as well. So because sometimes when we talk to our customers, your potential speaking customers may see you on one platform, then move to WhatsApp. So if you have the same look and feel, they know they are talking to the same person. That's why on Instagram, I don't show myself wearing bikini. I'm still suit and shirt. Whether you post once a month, once a week, doesn't matter. I post twice a week, but you must be consistent. So if you decided once a month, you post that. So you won't think that over the last 9 years, I don't have anything bad happen to me. My father passed away. I still post that week. It was a way to get away, kind of distract myself. when I was hospitalized, when I was traveling, I'm still posting. So there are ways to be consistent. And topic consistency, 2015, these are my topics. How to sell yourself, what do I tell my 22-year-old self, what education we need. 2024, I'm still posting similar topics. Be your own CEO, how to achieve financial independence, portfolio career. But of course, people get bored, so you need to vary your format. Same topic, so I do in video, I do in PDF format. So this is a PDF. I teach my followers how to ace Zoom interviews, how to set up their Zoom studio room, especially as a speaker, right? If you got lighting, how do you set up this light? Do I have a light? Is there a small light somewhere that I can demonstrate? I have a light here. So if I put my Zoom interview or Zoom presentation, if you put your light here, it's going to be very scary, right? Light here is okay. Ideally, light should be to one side. So this was the Rembrandt lighting. Your face is more 3D. So one side is slightly brighter than the other side. So this is what I teach. So I teach it via a PDF. I can have live event with Frank. Since Frank was working with LinkedIn, it's easier to get his buy-in. And also I wanted to test new feature. So I invited Frank to do this. How to advance your career using LinkedIn. So in this way, even though I talk about the same topic, career skills, life skills, over the last 9 years, people don't get bored. Because they see me in different formats. They see me in video, they can hear me live. And when we got live streaming, they can engage with me as well. And I also bring my connection. So I don't just present on my own. I present with a few people. Like today, I presented with a few people as well, as you can see. Number 4 is to don't manage your time, but manage your energy. Because a lot of people ask me, how can you do so many things? I used to work in a bank, and I need to publish book, I need to publish my book in various languages. So instead of focusing on managing time, I say focus on managing energy. So I wake up 5:30 in the morning. 5:30 to 7 is the golden time. I use it to write, read. 7, then I send my kids to school. I wear only white shirt. So when I go to hotels, I just need to bring 3 to 4 white shirts. It can last me for 2 weeks. After I show you this photo in the future, I just need to bring white shirt for 2 weeks. You won't even know. I don't have to worry, hey, yesterday I already wore that purple shirt. Like, this is a 2-day event, right? Some of you consciously wear different from yesterday. So no, I wear the same. So it's much easier for me. So during my banking time, sometimes you need to put on tie. The beauty about white shirt is all ties will match white shirt except white tie. So I just need to put 2 ties in the office, 2 ties at home, I'm done. Notice the color in my images. So whenever I produce a poster, I have a color scheme. So the color is orange. And orange is not just orange, it is with a specific code. So the color code that I use is FF6600. You can choose yours. So not only online I have orange, I'm also wearing orange, just that you cannot see very clearly unless you have X-ray eyes. I'm not talking about my underwear, I'm talking about my pocket square. So this is the problem when somebody treated me as if I'm invisible during my school time. So now I need to make it easy for people to remember me. So when they see orange online, they likely know it's from me. And where can I save energy? Where can I get materials? Because some people say, how do you think about so many things to talk about? So where do I feel most comfortable? In the hawker center. I talk to hawkers. I talk to this hawker, I say, he was eating his own chicken rice. I say, how often do you eat your own chicken rice? Once a week. Why are you eating your own chicken rice once a week? Well, he said, he owned a chicken rice store, but he closed it down after 30 years. Now he's working for somebody else. So he needs to throw away his old recipe and cook according to the new boss. And he wants to make sure it's up to his new boss standard. I said, wow, that is being professional. I wrote about it as well. And when I went to London, I met this guy who polished my shoe. And he told me that, sir, you know, looking at your shoe, I know you are on a journey. Then he said, sir, I'm also on a journey. Polishing shoe is only for me to save some money. I'm going to do something bigger. I wrote about it because even people around us, the daily people, they have their own story. As a speaker, it is also our job to bring their story out to the wider audience. Because many of them may not have the ability or capacity because they need to polish shoe. They got no time to go on LinkedIn. So my job is to showcase him. So this is what I wrote. And every time I have the idea, I will put it down on my note. I write down everything. I'll take photos. So sometimes when I run out of ideas, I will go to my photo album. I'll choose one and I'll talk about it. So writing out everything has saved my life. When my wife sometimes calls me, hey Eric, before you come home, can you buy a loaf of bread? I write down quickly. Because I didn't want to give a speech, talking to Cohen, and on the back of my mind, remind myself, later remember to buy a loaf of bread. Hey Cohen, how are you doing? Then remind myself again. Because you see, buying a loaf of bread is a small thing. Not buying is not. Thank you very much. Let's recap. The first C, content. You can have many different types of content, but personal stories with universal application is the most powerful. Number 2, community. Build your community. Number 3, consistency. And number 4, when you can wear white shirt every day, that is a commitment. All right, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Give it for Eric Sim. Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you. I think you have definitely shown us the way for all of us to get from 0 to 1 million followers on LinkedIn and other social media as well. Thank you so much for your insights, also sharing all that tips as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to break for lunch, but hang on, I've got a few announcements to share with you. First up, I've come to the end of my time with you here on day 2. We're going to hand things over to another MT who's going to step in. Rokia is going to take you through the afternoon for